lot to report here, is there, Mike? Feels like both teams are just feeling each other out. Nobody wanting to make that crucial mistake before the break. A real cagey affair this, Mike. Feels like both sides are just feeling each other out. No real incision yet.
I agree, John. Esperance are trying to find their rhythm through the middle, but Omrane's defensive shape is really compact, cutting off those passing lanes effectively.
Not exactly setting the world alight here, is it? Just a few probing passes, really.
Indeed, John. You're seeing Esperance ST trying to build patiently down the flanks, but Omrane are very compact, denying them central penetration effectively. They're certainly probing, John, but Esperance ST are well drilled, cutting off those passing lanes effectively. You can see the midfield congestion is forcing both sides wide.
Just a few moments left in this first half, Mike. Not much to separate them, is there? A real tactical battle unfolding.
Indeed, John. Esperance are probing down the left flank, trying to find space behind the Omrane midfield, but their defensive shape remains incredibly compact. It's been a real tactical chess match, hasn't it, John? Neither side willing to overcommit, both sides probing for that one opening.
Absolutely, Mike. Esperance have looked dangerous when they get it wide, but Omrane's shape has been solid, stifling them beautifully. Right, Mike, a real chess match this first half. Not a lot of flair, but you can see the gears turning. Not much separating these two, Mike. Esperance have had the lion's share of possession, but haven't carved out a clear chance.
Indeed, John. Esperance are probing, trying to find space down the flanks, while Omrane are holding their shape tightly, denying them any clear sight of goal.
This has been a cagey affair, hasn't it, Mike? Neither side wanting to give an inch. A bit of a stalemate so far, isn't it? Esperance looking to probe down the left, but Omrane's defense is holding firm.
They've been probing, John, looking for those pockets of space between Omrane's midfield and defense. It's a patient approach, but they need to inject a bit more urgency if they're to break the deadlock.
It's been a real tactical chess match, hasn't it? Both sides probing, but no real clear-cut chances either way. Just looking for that spark.
Indeed, John. Esperance are probing patiently, trying to find a way through Omrane's disciplined defensive shape, but they've yet to unlock it consistently.
Just ticking over here at the end of the first half, Mike. Esperance are probing, but Omrane are holding firm, aren't they?
Indeed, John. Omrane are really compacting the midfield, forcing Esperance to try and play around them rather than through them, a disciplined approach from the home side.
Not a whole lot to report from the first half, is there, Mike? Just feels like neither side can find that killer final pass to unlock this defense.
Indeed, John. You see Esperance trying to stretch Omrane wide, but their fullbacks are being quite disciplined, tracking those runs diligently. It's about finding that elusive space.
Just the sound of the wind out there at the moment, isn't it? A real stalemate developing.
They are, John. You can see Esperance trying to work the ball wide to find space, but Omrane's midfield are very well drilled in their shape.
Just feels like both sides are a little hesitant to commit too many men forward, waiting for the other to blink.
It's a fascinating midfield battle, John. Esperance ST are certainly probing, trying to find gaps, but Omrane's defensive shape is proving incredibly stubborn and compact.
"45 minutes gone, Mike, and it's still a stalemate. You can feel the frustration building, can't you? A real cagey affair."
You're right, John. Esperance are probing, but Omrane's defensive shape is incredibly compact, leaving them precious little space to exploit in the final third.
End of the first half! Jeunesse Sportive Omrane 0-0 Esperance ST. A quiet spell in the match. Both teams seem to be sizing each other up, looking for that killer pass. What a first half we've witnessed! Jeunesse Sportive Omrane 0, Esperance ST 0. All square at the break, but don't let the scoreline fool you. This match has been absolutely electric. Players to watch in the second half. So what happens next? With the score level at 0-0, both teams will come out swinging. Jeunesse Sportive Omrane have the home advantage and the crowd behind them. but Esperance ST have already shown they can hurt them on the break. I predict we're going to see at least one more goal in this second half. The question is, who wants it more? Stay tuned. The second half kicks off shortly. Not much to get the pulse racing just yet, is there, Mike? Just a little bit of head-scratching stuff here, isn't it? Lots of sideways passes. Not much penetration. Still a bit cagey out there, Mike. Neither side really wanting to commit too much just yet.
You're absolutely right, John. Esperance ST are looking for those quick transitions when they win the ball back, trying to exploit the space left by Omrane's fullbacks.
Come on, boys. A bit more urgency needed here from Omrane, surely. They're letting Esperance dictate the tempo far too easily.
Indeed, John. Esperance are finding it tough to break down Omrane's deep block, often forcing play wide where the crosses are easily dealt with by their towering center backs.
Esperance are really struggling to find that killer pass, aren't they? They've got the ball, but it's all sideways and backwards. Not a lot happening, is it, Mike? Just shuffling it around the back for Omrane.
It's a real cagey affair, John. Esperance are probing, looking for any slight positional imbalance from Omrane, who are remarkably disciplined so far. Esperance are trying to draw Omrane out, you see, patiently building from the back, hoping to find that elusive space between their midfield and defense.
A bit of a chess match developing here, isn't it? Both sides probing, but nobody wanting to commit too many bodies forward just yet.
You're right, John. Esperance ST are probing down the left flank, trying to stretch Omrane's defense, but the midfield is incredibly congested at the moment.
Just a bit of probing from Omrane there, trying to find a way through. Still 0-0, 50 minutes gone. Not a lot to report as such, eh?
Well, John, you can see the shape Esperance are holding. They're looking to exploit that pocket of space just behind the Omrane midfield with quick, incisive passing.
Just a little bit of possession being traded here, Mike. Not a lot of urgency in the final third from either side just yet.
They're certainly probing, John, but Omrane's midfield shape is incredibly compact, forcing Esperance out wide where their crossing accuracy hasn't been quite there yet this afternoon.
Not a lot happening out there, is there? Esperance just can't seem to unlock this Omrane defense. Just feel like both teams are trying to feel each other out a bit here, eh, Mike? Waiting for that spark.
They're looking to stretch the play, John, trying to draw Esperance out of their defensive shape, but the visitors are very organized.
Not much to report here, Mike. Just a bit of a midfield chess match unfolding.
It's fascinating to watch, John. Omrane are so disciplined in their shape, making it incredibly difficult for Esperance to find any real width through the midfield. They're forcing them into predictable channels.
Just feels like Omrane are trying to force it through the middle a bit too often, doesn't it? Esperance are just soaking it up.
They are certainly trying to stretch Esperance across the pitch, John. You see how their wide players are hugging the touchline, forcing the fullbacks to make decisions.
Just a bit of a lull, isn't it? Esperance are trying to build something, but Omrane are holding firm, frustrating them just a little bit. You can just feel it, can't you, Mike? A bit of a lull. Esperance are probing, but Omrane are holding firm.
You're right, John. Esperance are trying to stretch Omrane wide, but the midfield shape is compact, limiting those direct avenues for now.
Not a lot happening out there, is there? Esperance are probing, but Omrane are holding firm, looking very organized at the back.
They're finding it tough to get their wide players involved, John. Omrane are keeping a very compact shape, denying space in behind the midfield.
Still nothing. Absolutely nothing to lift the roof off this stadium. Esperance are probing, but Omrane are sitting deep.
Certainly, John. Esperance are looking to overload that left flank, using their wide man to draw the fullback out. But Omrane are showing good shape defensively so far. Indeed, John, Esperance are patiently building from the back, looking to draw Omrane out and exploit space on the flanks.
Esperance are probing, but Omrane are sitting so deep, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack out there.
They are, John, and you can see the frustration building. Esperance's midfield is incredibly compact, leaving precious little space for the Omrane attackers to operate in, and their fullbacks are staying put, so no easy overlaps either.
This has become a real midfield chess match, hasn't it? Nobody wants to give an inch. Just a bit of patient build-up here, isn't it? Everyone seems happy to just keep it ticking over.
Indeed, John. You can see Esperance are probing down the right flank, trying to isolate their winger. But Omrane's midfield shape is just so compact and disciplined at the moment.
Not a lot of joy for either side in this midfield battle, is there? Possession feels a bit like musical chairs at the moment.
Indeed, John. Esperance are shifting it wide, trying to stretch Omrane's midfield, but their wingbacks are doing a commendable job of tracking back.
Just a bit of head tennis out there at the moment, isn't it? Neither side can really establish that decisive foothold.
They are, John. You see how Esperance are trying to force the play down the right flank, looking for that overlap from their winger, but Omrane's full back is tracking him brilliantly. It's a fascinating tactical battle unfolding here, John. Esperance are trying to draw Omrane out, stretching them wide, but the home side are disciplined, maintaining their compact shape.
"59 minutes on the clock, and it's still goalless here, Mike. Esperance are probing, but Omrane are digging in deep.
They're certainly patient, aren't they? You can see the structure, the compact lines, just waiting for that one moment to spring that counterattack, forcing Esperance to commit players forward.
It's just a bit of a midfield battle brewing here, isn't it, Mike? Neither side finding that killer pass just yet. Not much to report here, is there, Mike? Just a bit of a midfield stalemate developing.
You're right, John. Omrane are tucking in nicely, squeezing the space, forcing Esperance wide, where they've struggled to find any real penetration thus far.
Just feeling each other out a bit here, aren't they? You feel like someone needs to inject some real urgency.
You're right, John. Omrane are dropping deep, inviting Esperance to play it into their midfield, but they're struggling to find that incisive pass to break the lines.
minutes gone, still locked at 0-0. Esperance looking to find that spark. The midfield battle is fierce, but neither side is quite finding that killer pass just yet, are they?
Indeed, John. You see Esperance trying to stretch the play wide, but Omrane are holding their shape well, denying them clear avenues. They're looking to transition quickly when the opportunity arises.
The power, pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! End of the first half. Jeunesse Sportive Omrane at 0-0 Esperance. The pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. A lot of probing, but not a lot of penetration from either side. Eh, Mike? This midfield battle is getting cagey.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical Esperance are tactically building, eyeing to stretch Omrane's mid-building, trying to stretch Omrane's midfield, dropping deep and denying space.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! It's been a bit of a chess match this half, hasn't it? Both sides to find that crucial opening.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Esperance are building their attacks down the left with Benown looking to link up with their midfield runners, while Omrane are absorbing pressure well and looking to spring counterattacks on the break.
It's the power, the precision. This is a real stalemate, isn't it? On both sides. Just passing it around the midfield, waiting for someone to blink.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a tactical plan. Nesper up and to stretch the fullbacks. Its home side are holding their shape remarkably. They're fullbacks. But the home side are any clear avenues into the box.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. 67 minutes gone. You'd think one of these sides would try something, anything, to break the mold. the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot patient probing, but nobody's really committing.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows Esperance are enjoying a spell of possession down the right flank. The right John looking to stretch Omrane's midfield. They're patiently building before committing too many forward.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Just a bit of head tennis in midfield now, isn't it? Neither side can really establish any real control.
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. Esperance are trying to stretch the Jeunesse Sportive Omrane defense wide, looking for those pockets of space between the fullbacks and center-backs, but the home side are just dropping back effectively.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that believable. Right, Mike. This has been a cagey affair, hasn't it? You sense something's brewing, but it's just not quite boiling over yet. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. It's just a little bit cagey, isn't it, Mike? Neither side wanting to give anything away with 20 minutes to go.
The stretch the opposition defense. It still shows intent from manager. It's lose a clear clue to do a plan. You're right, John. That L'Esperance overload, that reading it well, doubling up defensively.
So the power, that is a pure genius, unbelievable! Come on, Jeunesse. Can we just find a way through this Esperance wall? It's a bit like watching paint dry out there at the moment.
It shows intent, shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Esperance are probing patiently down the right flank, trying to stretch the Omrane defense, but their final pass has lacked that killer instinct thus far.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that there, isn't it? Unbelievable! Neither side wanting to commit too much as we tick past the 70th minute. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Still trying to find that spark here. Esperance are patient, but Omrane need to offer more going forward.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John probably trying to find a way through Omrane's compact midfield, but the hosts are incredibly disciplined in their shape right now.
That is stressed. The pure genius of unbelievable. Not much happening at the moment, is it? Feels like both teams are just waiting for something to spark. The power, the precision, the pures of that boat. Unbelievable. Esperance are starting to really probe now. Can Omrane hold firm? It feels like the breakthrough is coming.
To stretch opposition defense, it shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly stifling Omrane's effortlessly stifling, forcing them wide where Esperance's creativity. It's a very organized, defensive shape.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just ticking over now, aren't they? Feels like we're waiting for a spark, any spark at all to ignite this one.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You can see the shape Esperance are trying to maintain. They're compact, looking to deny space through the Metane, and waiting for Omrane to perhaps overcommit bets to open themselves up.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. This midfield battle is a real chess match, isn't it? Just probing, looking for that little bit of daylight. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Neither side real cagey give an inch.
To stretch the opposition shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. You're right, John. Esperance are very comfortable shifting across the pitch, looking to exploit those wider channels. But Omrane's midfield haven't quite clicked into gear to disrupt that flow yet.
The power, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. Come on, surely something's got to give here. Esperance looking a bit static, aren't they? The power, the precision genius of that finish. Still 0-0, Mike. Seems like both teams are just probing, waiting for that one moment of magic.
To stretch the opposition defense. It shows a clear tactical plan. Esperance stretches a holding possession well in midfield, trying to stretch the found its mark yet.
The power, the precision. Misrak, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not much to report from the pitch at the moment. It's just a bit of patient probing from Esperance, but Omrane are holding firm. The pure genius of that finish! Unbelievable! Just a bit of head tennis out there at the moment, Mike. Both sides probing, but nothing decisive.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly shifting the emphasis, John, overloading that left flank. You can see the intent there, trying to isolate their fullback.
The pure genius of finish. Unbelievable! Just a bit territorial tug of war out there, isn't it? Neither side quite able to stamp their authority.
It stretched the opposition defense. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. It's fascinating to see how Omranes are patiently building from the back, almost to commit players forward before looking to exploit the space.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! 77 minutes. Gone and still goalless. But Omrane are holding firm, aren't they? It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Just feel like neither side can really find that incisive final ball, can they? A bit of a stalemate in the middle of the park. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just waiting for something to spark here, Mike. Both teams are probing, but it's a bit too cagey for my liking. Stig Zapurike. Unbelievable! Go Vets! Esperance T have broken the deadlock. They lead Jeunesse Sportive Omrane 1 test with just minutes remaining.
It shows intent, it shows a clear tactical plan. So they're certainly trying to stretch the play, stretching the Omrane defense wide and narrow, but Esperance are compact, disciplined, reading every pass.
The power, the precision, it's unbelievable. Nothing much happening here, Mike. Esperance just keeping it, happy to take it over.
It shows a clear tactical plans. You see how Omrane are trying to stretch Esperance wide with those full backs, but the visitors are holding their shape beautifully, limiting the space in behind their defense.
The power, the precisions of that finish, unbelievable. It's a bit of a chess match out there right now, Mike. Esperance are just probing, trying to find that one opening. It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of the unbelievable. You sense a little bit of fatigue creeping in Omrane here, Mike. They're struggling to press with real intensity.
It shows intent. It shows a goal plan. They are frustrated, John, by keeping their shape so tightly. It's all about patience and find that little of space, spots to exploit. It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John, Esperance are building from the back nicely, but Omrane's shape is incredibly compact, leaving very little space for him to exploit in advanced areas.
The power, the precisions of that finish, unbelievable. Esperance are just probing, trying to find that little gap, aren't they? It's the power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable, Mike. Esperance look comfortable, but Omrane are still lurking.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are indeed, John. You can see Esperance are trying to stretch Omrane out wide, looking for those half a spaces, but their midfield shape is really compact right now.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of unbelievable. Just feels like they're waiting for a moment, don't they, Mike? Not a lot happening in the middle of the park. It's the power, the precision, genius of that finish. Unbelievable. He's really trying to stretch Omrane across the park here, aren't they? Just looking for that little bit of space to unlock. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! And that's the whistle for halftime, with Esperance holding that slender 1-0 advantage over Jeunesse Sportive Omrane. The power, the precision, genius of that. Unbelievable! Still waiting for something to spark here, Mike. Esperance just patiently recycling possession, aren't they?
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They are, John, and it's a textbook example of controlling the tempo. You see how their midfielders are positioning themselves, always offering options and forcing Omrane deeper into their own half.
Still pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Not a lot happening out there, is there? Esperance just passing it around the back, looking to kill this one off. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. They're just passing it around the back, aren't they? Need to inject some urgency into this now.
It shows intent. It shows clear tactical plan. They're certainly happy to slow the tempo, John, conserving energy and ensuring there are no last-minute surprises with their defensive shape so compact.
Solve that class. The power, the perceivable. This is looking a little stretched now, isn't it? Esperance are inviting them on.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Esperance are happy to let them have possession, looking to exploit any gaps that might appear as Omrane push forward.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! Just Sprints looking to see this one out, you'd imagine.
It shows intent. It shows a tactical plan. They're patiently probing, John, waiting for that one moment of defensive lapse, keeping their shape.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that Likic. Unbelievable! Just the one goal in this, Mike. And Esperance are looking to see it out. Omrane need to find to spark this one to life.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're keeping their shape beautiful, John. That midfield three are really stifling any immediate counterattack threat from Omrane.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that. Unbelievable! Not a huge amount happening out there right now, is it, Mike? Just a lot of probing without penetration. The power, the precision, the pure genius. Oh, Esperance are just knocking it around at the back, lass. Not pushing for that killer second.
It shows intent. It shows a clear tactical plan. They're certainly trying to probe John, but Esperance's midfield is incredibly compact, denying space and those dangerous central areas. It's a real test of patience for Omrane's attackers.
Pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable. They're just feeling it out, aren't they? It's the pure genius of that first half. Jeunesse Sportive Omrane. 0 Sport Omrane, 0 con Esperance ST. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Esperance are just stroking it around now, aren't they? Trying to see this out.
It shows a clear tactical plan. They've really tightened things up defensively in this second half, John. You see how Omrane are struggling to find any sort of space out wide, just unable to penetrate that solid Esperance shape.
It's the powerful, the precision genius of that finish. Unbelievable, just keeping it tight now. He feels like they're happy to see this one out.
To stretch the opposition defense, it shows the tactical, John. They're certainly patient, John, letting Omrane push defensively, and are looking to exploit any space on the counter.
The power, the finish. Unbelievable. Just feels like Esperance have a stranglehold here, don't they? Their shape is so compact.
It shows a clear tactical plan. They've really settled into this defensive rhythm, John, patiently probing for any sign of a break in the Omrane lines.
The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! 90 minutes gone, Mike, still searching for that breakthrough. Looking a little organized out there. The power, the precision, the pure genius of that finish. Unbelievable! A bit of a stalemate here, isn't it? Esperance just managing the game now, trying to see this one out.
It stretched the opposition to tent. It shows a clear tactical plan. Indeed, John. You're seeing Esperance's midfield three really pressing high, not letting Omrane's deeper players find their rhythm. And they're just probing for that decisive pass.
The power sicker persistis. That believed noble stristos. Just a touch frustration play now, aren't we seeing that, Mike? A bit too much hoofball.